I'm Angela Sun. I am head of BD and partnerships for MapleStory Universe. MapleStory Universe is a Web3 endeavor of MapleStory. It is now a $5 billion franchise, and we have more than 250 million global users, which means that although it is an old IP, it is a very strong standing one and a growing one at that. We're very excited to be able to bring this endeavor into blockchain and really introduce new technology and say that we are not stopping at 20 years with this IP. We're ready to expand it. We're ready to introduce new experiences and just really showcase, what gaming can mean for the community. We have a lot of people just around the globe that has played MapleStory, that grew up with MapleStory, but then we're not only playing on the nostalgia factor. It has grown and it has just evolved over the years. And that is all because we had a community growing and working with it. But we did not really have the means to acknowledge their contributions or really just kind of incorporate them into the content aspect of games. What we're trying to do here in blockchain is to really use this technology as a means to enable community contribution. We wanted to just decentralize the IP and give that back to the community. So now they have the tools to, create their own MapleStory experience. Content creators and developers and builders, they can come in and create the game part. They can create the move to earns, they can create the platformers, but then I also firmly believe that they can come in and expand on the financial part, like create a new trading system or a lending system or just a lot of things that we can work off of. And so we're really experimenting with the bottom-up approach here, if you will, and just empowering the community, just letting them in on making these core decisions. So ultimately, our token NXPC, what it does, it's utilizing the NFTs that are the items and also the characters and having interoperability in there, but then also being able to get recognized for what they're making, what they are contributing to the MapleStory IP and creating new experiences and new definitions for what MapleStory can be. We were always very interested in creating that trust and transparency with our users. With blockchain, what it enables us to be is more transparent with the information that our users actually feel that is most important. And we really hope to be able to do more of that, as we go along. Having a balance between the game part of GameFi and the Fi part of GameFi is a little bit difficult, but then I think ultimately balance and harmony is what we're really looking for. If you look at MMORPGs, just as a genre, it already has an economy in there. Trading is a very big part of why you do games, and maintaining the value of your assets, it's actually the key to feeling empowered and feeling like you've achieved something. And so it has always been there, even in the Web2 genre. It's just a matter of transferring that into the Web3 realm, adding new technology onto that, and really enabling and empowering, just kind of expanding the experience that was already there. I think we have some room to sort of go around and play with how we want to do the transactions, how we want this to, communicate to the end users at the end of the day. But then fundamentally, what really matters is the user experience and just how users, no matter what knowledge of technology they have, even if they have no idea what they're working with, they need to be able to say, hey, this is a good experience, I'm enjoying myself. And even for the people who are a little bit more tech savvy, they should also be able to just go in and have a great time. And I feel that anyone who really cracks that and is able to provide something that is meaningful to all inclusive users at the end of the day is on the right path. We're very happy working with Avalanche because we wanted a partner that was reliable. We wanted a partner that was sustainable. We know the importance of being able to provide a reliable service and being there for the end users 24/7. And to be working with a partner that enables us to do that, I think was at the height of, our checklist. We talk with a lot of partners who are building on Avalanche, both gaming partners and both non-gaming partners. And I think it has been very eye-opening to see how we're all approaching the idea of games or IP a little bit differently, but then with the same technology. And I think that's really very invigorating to see all the different approaches that we take, but then at the end of the day, we're just here to make good experiences for the user. We felt that there were a lot of partners that provided really good technology, really fast chains, and lagless, low-cost chains. But then we put a lot more weight on being able to provide a reliable service, and I think Avalanche has really hit the mark on that. They have good experience and they have a lot of knowledge and understanding about how online games kind of work. And I think that really resonated very well with our teams who are just veterans in servicing live operations games. And so we work very closely in creating a system that is safe, that is sustainable, and that can really be there for the users when we need it. And so we're working very tightly to create a system that can support MapleStory Universe, that can support not only the core game, but the entire ecosystem. And so I think we're very confident in our choice to be working with the Avalanche guys here. We talked about decentralizing an IP, and we talked about empowering the community and really enabling them to create content and work with the IP. But then we also have to acknowledge the fact that we're working with a pretty big IP here. We wanted a platform where we were able to, safely open ourselves up step by step. And I think the structure of subnets really allowed us to do that. It also allows us to have a native token that creates a better experience for users at the end of the day. So that is a very big bonus for us. And we're also able, in the structure, to introduce our IP or introduce the connectivity, the interoperability, and all these different aspects of the content, one step after another. And I am really thankful that we have subnets here to enable us to do that. The onboarding process and overall user experience has mattered a lot for us, and subnets has really been able to empower us in doing that. So the overall token structure, I think here plays a really big part in being able to create a good user experience. So we have our native token, which is an XPC, but then we also have an in-game token called Nessos. And although there is a relationship between NXPC and Nessos, what this kind of tiering allows us to do is to provide Nessos as an in-game currency. And for users who are just used to playing games on the Web2 environment, they're free to do as they are used to because they're already used to working with in-game currency. They're used to using that to trade and do all the activities that is required to play a game. But then in essence, it is kind of the same thing as a native token. And so it just creates a seamless connection between the tokenomics aspect and also the in-game aspect. And I think, having the subnet structure really enables us to take this consciously and to provide a good user experience at the end of the day. The more and more that we think about the difference of Web2 gamers and Web3 gamers, we really don't see a difference. What they're really looking for is quality, they're looking for sustainability, and they're looking for entertainment, and they're looking for engagement. It does not change. It's really up to the product, and it's really up to the content to really just kind of deliver that. Online games are supposed to be a communal activity. It's supposed to be things that we do together. That's really the beauty of games, being able to bring people together. And even with this new technology, the core doesn't really change, And at the end of the day, games are supposed to be able to bring entertainment and joy to people and to bring them together. And so I think that is the power of what MapleStory can do here.